Hello there, everybody! It is I, Tony, aka TT Burger 8, and welcome to this special TT Burger discussion slash rant. Yeah, it's just gonna be two things. It's gonna be two things here because it's gonna be kind of both here. And joining me today is this is his first video with me. Introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, I'm A Gamer, and why don't you tell us what we're discussing?
We're gonna be talking about two games that have recently come out. One of them has come out today as of this recording, and one of them came out earlier this month. That game is those are Call of Duty World War II and Star Wars Battlefront 2 2017. I'm gonna call it. And, whew, man, I feel sorry for people who got suckered in thinking that these games were going to be awesome and stuff like that, when in reality they're garbage thanks to the microtransactions and loot boxes, among other things. That's just slowly killing gaming stuff. Quick time events and such just really just destroy these games and stuff.
It's actually a very interesting issue because we've been seeing this for years. Like years ago, for the longest time, we've been seeing this on the mobile side. It was a lot worse. Farmville, they had these timers and they sucker you in to put money down. They make you wait. But if you don't want to wait so much or grind so much, they make you pay for it in order to incentivize paying the loot crates or whatever currency in the first place. But overall, it's a very artificial way to get more money out of consumers. It's kind of crazy too, because Battlefront 2 is just one of those games. It's a cult classic. We both remember the Battlefront games. They're classics.
Yeah, especially the original Battlefront 2 on the PS2,
Like
Xbox, and PC and stuff.
You don't really need microtransactions to pay the bills. I mean, but if you really need to pay the bills, like personally, I would just cut back on the budgets. I mean, I understand these are the big guys, very high budgets. Like, take Rockstar Games, for example. They have very, very, very high budgets. Like, take the Red Dead Redemption 2, for example. Every Rockstar game ever played, very, very high budgets. Always net. Always great games. So, the high budgets for them, I can understand because they have they have standards. They have expectations to uphold.
Yeah. But with the two games we're gonna be talking about today, we're gonna start with Call of Duty World War II, and it's not just the microtransactions and the loot boxes stuff is that what really affect this game. What thing is that affect this game is that it's historically inaccurate. Women soldiers in this game, and this is World War II, and black soldiers and stuff like that and such. I mean, this is so historically inaccurate. And the only difference here, this is just like every other. I mean, this I know I'm not racist here when I say that, but if you follow history and stuff, you know what really happened in World War II. This is just historically inaccurate. This is basically Infinite Warfare or the Modern Warfare or the past Call of Duty games with the code of World War II paint on it. And I have not bought the game, and I will not buy the game because I'm not gonna get suckered in like I've done with games in the past and stuff. I'm not that stupid, but. Let's see here. Like, when I've seen the game and the graphics look awful. There are past games that came out on the PS2 that look 10 times better than this. And sure, it's got a smooth frame rate, but a lot of Call of Duty games have smooth frame rate stuff like that. But the game is nowhere near as the game does not look nowhere near as interesting as Call of Duty 3 was, which is my favorite Call of Duty game and stuff. And people were thinking that, oh, this is gonna bring Call of Duty back to its roots. This is gonna be like how it was and stuff. The only difference it made is that it doesn't have the recharging health system and stuff like that. It basically has we have to get medkits that like how it was.
Just going back to a normal health bar, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like that, but that doesn't make it like the original Call of Duty World War II games. I mean, it's just basically a coat of World War II paint on it. And what do you guys say about Call of Duty World War II and stuff?
Overall, from what I've seen, they pretty much just went back to their roots, and it kind of really shows that the well has really run dry, really dry, and overall, and this isn't really a surprise because Activision has really run many franchises into the ground. But what separates Call of Duty from Tony Hawk or Guitar Hero is that Call of Duty is probably the longest running they've ever had. It's still going. I
Yeah,
mean, sure, we may see some. We're seeing sales drops, but to say they aren't making, still ain't making money. It's still like making a lot of money.
yeah.
They're still not at they're not at their peak like they were back when Modern Warfare or when Modern Warfare 2 was all the rage, which was nearly half a decade ago. But overall, it's the well is really running dry. It's almost
They're running out of ideas. That's why they went back to
pretty,
World War II. And I should
pretty
also,
much.
yeah, I'll let you finish there, and then I'll say what I have to say. But
And when you point out the historical inaccuracies, I haven't played the game, but for the hell of it, I just watched all the cutscenes and writing's very typical, and it's so typical. Is like if you've seen any World War II movie, I swear to God, they literally have that one moment in the game. You know that moment in Saving Private Ryan where Tom Hanks is like shooting at a tank with a pistol.
yeah,
They literally have that exact same moment in the game, shooting a tank, and then the airplane saves them. Oh no, you're nearly gonna die, but no, it's ripped straight from a movie. It's like they don't want to like take risks or explore something that hasn't been explored yet.
right. And that's kind of one of the reasons why they're going back to the World War II thing. In fact, I should mention before I forget that this game has lots of QuickTime events. For what I heard, it's got lots of QuickTime events.
They brought back the whole I don't know what exactly it's called. Actually, technically, it is a quick time event. It's the same time thing where basically you and some other soldiers holding a rifle. It's basically taken from Call of Duty 3. That's when it was first introduced.
Well, yeah, but that was different though. That was a QuickTime event done right. Here's like so many QuickTime events. It's like it's almost like you're watching a crappy World War II movie like like Battle of the Balls or something like that, which is an inaccurate war movie and stuff, and stuff. It's like I've also learned that there's heavy censorship in the U.S. release of the game and stuff like that too, like lots of censorship. And there's also, of course, they mainly focus on multiplayer. And of course, it's like it's historically inaccurate. There's bad AI. Every gun that isn't an M1 or a K9 here, according to the crappygames.wikia.com thing about Call of Duty World War II, is useless. And there's only one Nazi zombie map that can be played online. And it still uses peer-to-peer connections and stuff when being played. So. And as poor automation for on the PC, clunky weapons, basically just the same old Call of Duty gameplay with minor tweaks and stuff just to make it seem like it's like the original Call of Duty games, but it's not. It's a trap. It's a scam. A trap to trap people in who are gullible enough to think that this is different. And I almost got suckered in, but I snapped myself out of it and realized this isn't right at all. And I think my buddy raised my 1812 for telling me this, because I would almost get sucked into buying it stuff instead of buying something like Blue Reflection or Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter, which came out today and stuff. And I'm just so glad I didn't do that, and I'm sure a Canadian gamer here is glad for the same thing.
And it's one of these interesting things too. It's you ever wonder why these games are bought yearly? Many people keep saying it's the same game over and over and over, yet people still buy it. But here's the thing: people, for some reason, have this composure. Some people need games to buy yearly, like during the Christmas season. Well, everyone needs a Call of Duty. Everyone needs the new new Madden, or the new Ubisoft sandbox game, be it a new Watch Dogs, new Assassin's Creed, a new whatever, basically.
New Dead Rising and new this and that. It's just like, it's becoming a pain in the neck, that's for sure.
I for the longest time now, I've really stepped away, ever since I built a gaming PC, I've really stepped away from buying new releases. But overall, I think for the most part, if I was going to make an estimate as to how many new releases I would buy yearly, and by new releases, a game I know I'm probably going to buy anyway, so I may as well just get it over with. So I'd say at most 1 or 2 new releases. And I'd say only once that there was only one time a new release actually blew me out of the water, and that was Witcher 3, which is actually one of my favorite RPGs to ever come out in recent years. And the thing is with new releases, you really it's the thing is if you really want to really avoid broken games or subpar quality games, is have a little patience maybe,
Yeah.
and that's just have a little patience. Don't pre-order games. Don't buy into the hype. Just I'd say give it a few days. Just read reviews, research all you can. Have be an informed consumer.
I
Don't
have I haven't
hype.
I haven't even pre-ordered any games lately. Like the last game I pre-ordered was Cinnamon Tower Peach Beach Splash, but that was different. That's a game I knew I was gonna like. I mean, the game I got today as it's recording, Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter. I I knew it was gonna be there at GameStop. I just had to get there on opening day while as soon as the store opened, and and that's how you get the game you want and stuff by going there on the first day when it's like on the first day when the store opens and stuff. And that's what I did. But you got anything else to say about Call of Duty World War II before we move on to Battlefront 2?
Uh, overall, it's really just
The same thing.
same thing. Overall, same thing.
Yep.
And I really, really, really don't know where they can go from here. I mean, it's not like this game couldn't have been great. It's just, sure, it's World War II, but come on, you can explore something new in World War II. It's like I've had an idea for a game when I was doing an online course for game development. It didn't work out for me, but there was one assignment where I had to do a game pitch. Basically, I had this idea for a game called Children of War, and the idea was, well, the idea of the title is basically, if you did your research about world wars in general, you know, every soldier that's even drafted, if you watch the movies, you see much older men, but in reality, a lot of the men fighting on Normandy on the beaches, they were pretty much just boys, and it's fucking crazy. And my idea for the game was to explore every front of the war, be it American, British, French, Japanese, even German. Just give you an interesting perspective. It's a multi-character campaign, and I would actually want to show uh like different perspectives of war, and just showed it doesn't matter what side or front of the war you're fighting for. It always all consisted of people. And yeah, overall, I would actually just want to have a very smartly written game that just gives us interesting perspective on war, and why war happens, and just an interesting perspective.
Yeah.
But the thing is with action games, they always tend to dumb it down. It's all theatrics and all that. And yeah, that's basically all I gotta say.
Yeah, now we're going to move on to a game like that got released today, Star Wars Battlefront 2. And EA was saying that they learned from their mistakes, going to fix all the problems they had with the first Battlefront 2015 and make it better for Battlefront 2 2017. And apparently, gee, nothing can be further from the truth, because microtransaction and loot box once again are there. And what I heard from when I went to GameStop today, the campaign is short, and like the multiplayer and stuff like that, but the microtransactions like that really hurt the game. And yet, sure, you have a campaign this time. Whoopie doo! I mean, wow, we had a campaign this time, what they should have had in the first game. And I don't know anything else about it. I'm not even gonna buy it. I'm not gonna give EA my money, because they may have done that when I got Battlefront 2015, but I'm not gonna let them happen again, because when you look at this game, the graphics itself and the frame rate remind you of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. It just with some Star Wars coat of paint on it and stuff. I mean, it's like, of course you got the heroes again. The hero characters were overpowered stuff. It's just like, it's basically just the same game. It's just basically gonna be a year. It's like it's gonna be every 2 years. Every 2 years we're gonna get a new Battlefront game now, I feel like, because like that's what it pretty much is. It's like even when this new Star Wars trilogy, Star Wars series ends and stuff like that, it's still they're gonna probably do this over and over again, because that's what whatever I feel like it's gonna happen at Canadian Gamer. And like, I don't know about you, but what do you think of Battlefront 2 2017?
I'm both mad and really sad because I've actually played the beta, and Battlefront for me can be a very fun game, much like a Battlefield game. And if you play a Battlefield game, basically the fun really boils down to really forming a squad, playing with your friends, teamwork, communicating, and that's when those games are at their best. But when they add this microtransaction system and make it harder and it is true, they add this credits cap. They have this certain timer saying a certain time where you can earn the most credits, but once timer's over, you're limited to as to how much credits you can earn. So they're intentionally making it harder to earn credits just playing the game, and it just makes the loot box. It just incentivizes buying loot boxes, just wasting your money.
Yeah.
And the thing is with loot boxes in general, it's it's something that can work if it's just cosmetic stuff, like cosmetics, like Overwatch, for example, has the same system. But here's the thing: everything you get is just skins, voices, emotes. They don't necessarily affect gameplay or anything. Everyone doesn't matter what you get. You're on the same playing field as everybody else. You can buy loot boxes if you care about getting cool looking skins and all that. I don't understand why. It's just skins, but
Yeah, I know.
overall, as long as it doesn't affect gameplay, it's fine. But this affects gameplay, and it basically anyone who's willing to put down the money to buy the loot boxes, it just gives players an unfair advantage, an unfair playing field. And overall, and even unlocking the heroes, from what I've heard, is a grind. You gotta play up to 30 to 40 fucking hours. Like seriously,
It's almost
that's literally the length of the first two Witcher games, an RPG.
it's kind of like how it was with Mass Effect 3, kind of when like before they released that new ending and stuff like that.
You mean the multiplayer portion or
Yeah,
the
we
co-op
had
portion?
to
Yeah.
do that to have Shepard survive it, but then they changed that and stuff that when they added the new ending and stuff. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's when they were still testing the waters back then. The shit we're getting now doesn't even compare to what we were getting back then. They were
Yeah,
just still testing the waters.
yeah, it's like a lot of these mainstream stream companies like EA and stuff like that and Activision stuff will do this stuff to just rip you off. I mean, I am so glad that I got Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter today because like I saw people at GameStop today lined up to get Battlefront 2 and I think to myself, these poor people aren't gonna know that they're not gonna be getting a good game. And yet,
No.
if people do like it, then hey, that's awesome, great for you. But I'm not gonna get it. I have no reason to get it because like it looks good and all, but playing it will probably be a whole different story. I mean, like the main thing I liked about the original Battlefront games was like being able to fly the ships and stuff like that. But even flying the ships in the first in Battlefront 2013 was awful, and I'm sure it's gonna be just as bad in this one. And please don't give me this crap that they've improved. They're not gonna improve. It's just like Call of Duty. They're gonna release this game. They're gonna release games like this every couple years or so because they know it's gonna sell well. I mean, because like Star Wars is like kind of catering to a younger audience nowadays anyway. So this is why they're gonna be doing this. They know kids are gonna want stuff like this where they're gonna and they know they'll be able to eat up all that cash and stuff that the parents have to get those games. So yeah, but I haven't had any game talk here much about Battlefront 2 2017. So go right ahead, continue.
And I also like to point out with the Battlefront games, the only good thing I can say is aesthetics, visuals. I That's all I can give Dice credit for. And I also like to discuss something with the whole thing with fans hating on developers. I feel like I really need to point out, don't blame Dice on this. Just don't. It's there. Do you really think it was Dice's idea to include the loot boxes? No,
No,
it was from the higher ups,
yeah,
and they're basically just messing around with the game. Like sure, like Dice can make the best Battlefront game there is, but this whole loot box system, it doesn't matter what developer EA has, they can easily muck up a game, and it can take a 10 out of 10 game and just really just ruin the experience for players.
Yep.
And it's even shown in campaign oriented games, even single player games, and it's just ugh. It really just, I don't understand it. It's like, if breaking even was becoming a problem, so much of a problem, I'd say cut down on the budgets, because, like, I've heard many stories of many great games. Like, for example, BioShock Infinite at the time, very successful, high ratings, but it didn't sell as much as it was expected. They didn't meet the quota to break even, and what happened after? Layoffs. So I guess some people working at DICE are probably might be defending it only because maybe they see it as a necessary evil in order to keep their jobs.
Yeah, probably. That's
Yeah,
what I think.
and still, it's just, you don't really need that much of a budget. Like, yeah, I feel like to some extent they're kind of throwing money out the window. Like, take the campaign for example. You point out some people were complaining about not having a campaign. Well, personally, I feel like a campaign is a waste of money unless it's a focus. If you're focusing on the campaign, like for example, Call of Duty, always the multiplayer. People always skip the campaign because the campaign is always an afterthought. They always focus on the multiplayer portion. But take Doom, for example. Its software put all its focus into the campaign, and people have said this is probably the best Doom to ever come out in recent years. It's so fun. It's the closest. It's arcadey. It's simply fun, just killing demons. But when you play the multiplayer portion, that was an afterthought. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a double-edged sword, and I'd like to say, if you're gonna make a game, I feel like it should just be one or the other. Either go full multiplayer or go full campaign. So I don't understand having both. Why have one great aspect of the game and one mediocre aspect that you're not even going to bother playing anyways?
Right.
And overall, it's just kind of a waste of money.
Yeah, I know. And it's like I don't even play multiplayer much in online gaming anyway. So that's why it's probably why. So it's gonna be kind of a bad experience if it's not a good campaign mode. Then yeah, we got a problem. I'm not gonna play online or anything like that, because like why would I play a game just to play online?
And some people argue saying, oh, well, if you don't have a campaign, no single player portion, then how else can you play it if the servers go down? Well, for the longest time, a lot of multiplayer focused games on the PC way back early 2000s, late 90s, they included bots. Like, sure, you can,
something that the game Mag should have done on the PS3.
Yeah, or take the original Battlefront games, for example. You can literally just still play the multiplayer portion, but if servers one day just suddenly stopped working again, you could simply just play against bots. Sure, it wouldn't be exactly like playing against players, but it would give you an idea of what it was like to play it online.
Right, definitely. And it's just sad because I know this game had a lot of hype, and I don't know what kind of ratings it's gonna get from the critics or anything like that, but I just been hearing like people do not like this game or Call of Duty World War II and stuff, and I know this video's gonna get a lot of hate from the Call of Duty fanboys and the Battlefront 2 2017 fanboys. That I know it's gonna get a lot of hate, but I'm willing to take it because this game, these games here are awful. And these are supposed to be the best-selling games of the holiday season, huh? Well, let me tell you something. I ain't gonna be playing either of those, and then the holiday season's coming up. I'm gonna be playing Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter, which I'm playing now, Cinnamon Chocolate Peach Beach Splash, and I just beat the game Blue Reflection. And as of this recording, I have just beaten the game Blue Reflection, and it's probably my game of the year. I'll be playing on Student Maker Project Diva Future Storm, which came out in January, digital only. I'll be playing those games, and probably when I get Cyber Dimension of Neptunia 4 Goddesses online, I'll be playing that along with Knack 2, because those games are more deserving than these two piles of crap that are supposed to be considered awesome by everybody. It just is that it's just no surprise that now that Call of Duty World War II has gotten good ratings, they're probably making another World War II game at this, which focusing on like something else or the same thing, just so and so. And Battlefront
They could.
2, no,
I guarantee if they make another World War II game, they'll probably go back to Americans fighting Japanese. But
or they'll make up their own thing.
But they probably might have forgotten that they already did that with World at War.
Yeah, they probably did because like the new people are there and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Actually, I'm looking at Metacritic right now. Apparently, in terms of critics, we have over 18 positive reviews, 13 mixed, 1 negative.
for which game? World War II?
But for Battlefront 2, but if obviously there's going to be a huge difference between the user reviews. Every time when you look at Metacritic, the user and critic reviews are very, very different.
Yep.
96 positive, 20 mixed, 1,322 negative.
For Battlefront 2, 2015, 2017?
Yep.
Whoa, lots of
And
negatives. Nice.
one guy gave it a 1. And yeah, with this review, he pretty much just quoted. You hear about that Reddit post, right?
No, I didn't.
Well, there was a Reddit post about a guy who got a review copy. He was literally calculating as to how many hours it would take to unlock the heroes. And like I said, and you point out, you need this amount this amount of hours to unlock without the microtransactions. And EA PR responded the way we wanted to give players pride and accomplishment when playing our game. And yeah, they're not really hiding it. And it's the same thing when Angry Joe uploaded his similar rant when he was playing the beta, and he actually got contacted by EA, and he actually had a discussion with some guy at EA, and was kind of given the same bullshit. And well, Angry Joe is pretty positive about it, saying just baby steps. We might actually start making progress. I do like his enthusiasm, but yeah, I don't think much is really going to change unless we vote with our wallets.
Same. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it's nice Angry Joe was able to make a discussion and try to make some change. I mean, good on him, I guess, but still.
Yeah, I definitely get what you mean. And sadly, sad thing is that like nothing's gonna change with these games. They're gonna be like this until the server shutdowns like that. In fact, I don't think anybody's playing Battlefront 2015, and before you know it, nobody's gonna be playing Battlefront 2 2017.
Yeah, because they're going to be playing Battlefront 3.
That is if it even comes out.
No. It's what I mean is at a certain point, people, like you said, at a certain point, people are going to be playing Battlefront 2 because eventually in the future, people are going to be playing Battlefront 3 in the next 2 years. 2019. If they keep making Battlefront games every 2 years, like you said, Battlefront 3, 2019, Battlefront 4, 2021, Battlefront 5, 2023, goes on and on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a mess. So, do you got anything else to say?
Also, and like I said, when I point out with the Battlefront games, overall, I did have fun with it with the beta. It was okay, but the microtransactions just ruin it.
Yeah, the beta for Call of Duty.
The gameplay at points feels kind of mediocre, very mediocre, and at this point the game is more eye candy, but has no gameplay to match with. The gameplay just doesn't match the effort they put into the visuals.
Nope, it doesn't.
No.
And the funny thing is that like Call of Duty World War II's beta was exactly the final product was exactly like the beta from what I heard. I forgot to mention that, but that's just something I wanted to get you out right away. And I don't think I got much to say here. Do you got anything else to say?
Well, overall, yeah, it's just another example of corporate greed, EA sucking major cock, and
Infinity Ward and Activision doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much all I gotta say. And I'm sure Ignorant Gamer has nothing else to say either.
Actually, I just want to end with a final quote from South Park. You know that one episode.
I don't watch South Park anymore.
There was this one episode where they got the CEO of EA. I believe he said something along the lines, basically what EA says to the players. Oh, well, fuck you. I piss in your faces. Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty
That
much.
they don't care.
They don't care. They're just gonna just care about the money, and that's all.
The bottom line.
Yep.
That's why you got to vote with your wallets. Actually, I'm actually curious as to how much Battlefront 2 is made. It might be still early, but we might get some sales statistics, but might be wrong. None yet, but oh fuck.
What?
Oh no, that's a different. No, that was for the original Battlefront. No.
About to say.
It said Star Wars Battlefront sales top 14 million. But it wasn't Battlefront 2. But if that happens to be Battlefront 2, then oh boy, it just really shows it's gonna get worse.
Yep. I can see it.
Yep. And yeah, and like I said in my previous video when I was talking about impressions on the beta, playing it just gave me a dark vision into a dark dystopian future of video gaming.
Yeah. That's what it's gonna be. And that's pretty much all I can pretty much think of. Do you have anything else to say before we wrap up?
No, not much else to say.
Not much either. This is don't buy these. Just a little advice: don't buy these games. There are better games you can buy besides the ones that there are better games you can buy besides these two, like Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter, which came out today. This recording, Blue Reflection. Mega Dimension 2 V2, which came out a couple years ago. Seven Tiger Peach Beach Splash, Estival Versus, Knack 2, which I'm gonna get my hands on, and Seven Dimension 2 for Gods Online stuff, and there are better games than that. There are better games. These games are a lot better than the ones that came out, World War II and Battlefront 2 2017. That's pretty much all I gotta say. This is X-Name Gamer and TT38. Peace out and have a great day.